The second game of our doubleheader at the Carey Center at St. Vincent College in Latrobe, PA is about 5 minutes away from beginning, featuring the St. Vincent Bearcats and the visiting Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. Hello from inside the Carey Center. I'm Nick Farrell, along with my associate Justin Piles, producer Kat Guyan, and camera person Shannon Basic. The Bearcats enter today's game at the top of the PAC, 14-2 overall, 7-0 in the conference. Waynesburg sitting in the bottom half at number 6, 500, 8-8 overall, 3-4 in the conference. The Jackets are having one of their more productive seasons in the last 5 years, at least in Mark Christner's 4-year tenure as head coach. St. Vincent on its way back possibly to the NCAA tournament, where the team found itself last season. And that's thanks in part to large contributions each night from the PAC's 2 top scorers. That's Isaac Turner and Dylan Stife.
Yeah, I really like the way they complement each other on the court. Turner, inside or an outside presence, but able to knife his way through traffic inside, able to shoot the 3, also get to the rim. And Stife might be the most athletic player in the conference, able to step outside, knock down a couple 3s like he did against Thomas More on Saturday, but also being able to play inside, post up. And we all know about his dunking ability. Probably the best dunker, definitely the best dunker in the conference. One of the most athletic guys, toughest matchups for opposing teams. He does so much. Shot blocking force down low too. Stife, Turner, they complement each other so well on the court, and they're a big reason why St. Vincent has been rolling, not just last year to the NCAA tournament, but this year too.
Both of them seniors this season. Turner averaging his number on the court, 22 points per game. Stife right behind him, 19 points per game. Anytime you have the 2 best players in the conference, you're going to be a hard team to beat day in and day out, and that's why St. Vincent is undefeated so far in conference play. But as we wrap up the first half of conference play, the Yellow Jackets come into tonight's contest getting Jason Probst back. He missed the team's last game against Teal. That was a week ago. The Jackets were idle on Saturday because the women's team played Chatham. And so for the Jackets, a player to watch tonight is Probst, the team's leading scorer, a 6'5" junior from Brighton, Colorado, but also E.J. Coleman, who missed a large portion of the season to a high ankle sprain. He's played in Waynesburg's last 7 games, started the last 5 games, and is averaging 7 points a game now. He was a great player for them last season, both on offense and defense. Sometimes it takes him a while to get into a rhythm, but he can really drive to the basket and find a hole, much like Turner can, trying to get to the hoop, score, or distribute with a kick out once he's inside.
Yeah, Coleman's an energy guy, and as he goes, the Yellow Jackets kind of go, and I really like him on the court. He's a calming presence, but he's also in the face of the opposition. Good defender, good speed on the court, and I really like Jason Probst. It was kind of unfortunate when we had Waynesburg on the air a couple games ago. He was injured for a majority of that Westminster game. Kind of an injury behind the play, didn't return early in that game, and it's good to see him back. Big inside presence, shot blocker, rebounder. He's the guy in the middle for Waynesburg, and if he's not in the lineup, it changes the dynamic of the team tremendously. So it's great to see him back in the game. One of the best players in the conference. And Waynesburg has one of the best post players in the conference, in Jason Probst, and I really like just that aspect of their game. That might be a way that they can kind of neutralize the St. Vincent attack in the paint. Is a big game from him.
These 2 teams met 3 times last season, twice here at the Carey Center, once in the postseason. St. Vincent 3-0 in those contests. All of those games decided by double figures, except the one that was the season finale. That was a 67-59 game. Turner had 21. But a player that had a great game that time was Nate Labashak. He had 12 points in that contest. He has yet to score double digits at all this season. Perhaps we'll see him step in as one of those post presences like a Jason Probst or maybe even Jacob Flegel tonight, as he's had some success against the green and gold in the past.
Well, this was a team, or this was a matchup down the stretch where Waynesburg, the first time it was a sort of a close game. St. Vincent with a stranglehold on it late, 80-67 type of contest. Next 2 games, a little bit closer, and Waynesburg knows how St. Vincent plays, matched up with them pretty well, knows how to deal with the intensity of the crowd here at the Carey Center. And they had St. Vincent not on the ropes maybe in the conference tournament, but definitely went toe-to-toe, gave them their best punch. St. Vincent in that conference tournament game, such a huge run to start off. and Waynesburg really just fought back in the first half, able to close that deficit and make it a game again. And I think St. Vincent was a little bit surprised, thought maybe the Yellow Jackets with that deficit would just kind of go home, roll over, what have you. But they're a fighting team under Coach Mark Christ. They're a tough team to play against, and I really think this will be a battle here tonight.
Well, the atmosphere will be intimidating for the visiting Yellow Jackets as it's neon night. The players are wearing neon green socks, and the students in the student section wearing neon green shirts. When we come back, we'll get things underway here in this PAC contest on the PAC Sports Network.
Affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Main Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Bankruptcy myths. Busted.
Bankruptcy is just another word for failure. It's for deadbeats.
The typical person filing for bankruptcy is 38, middle class, and educated. Over 90% of bankruptcies are traceable to job loss, illness, or divorce, factors largely out of anyone's control.
Myth. Busted. Bankruptcy myths. Busted. Brought to you by Foster Law Offices. Call today to schedule a free consultation and sleep better tonight.
For 3 generations, Sharps Furniture has been proud to serve southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the US of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharps carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharps Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA.
Tip-off between St. Vincent and Waynesburg is a few moments away. Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Sports Clips. For the visiting Yellow Jackets, led by 4th-year head coach Mark Christner, who's 29 and 67 all-time as coach of the Jackets. Here are the starters. 6'2", senior guard, number 2, E.J. Coleman. 6'5", junior forward, number 10, Jacob Flegel. 6'5", junior forward, number 34, Jason Probst. 6'1", junior guard, number 15, Kenny Place. And 6'1", junior guard, number 25, Byron Luca. For the Bearcats, coached by D.P. Harris, who's in his 11th season and is 207 and 85 all-time as coach of the Bearcats. The starting lineup is as follows: 6'2", sophomore guard, number 5, J.C. Howard. 6'2", senior guard, number 22, Isaac Turner, the PAC's leading scorer. A local boy, 5'9", sophomore, number 31, Ben Klimchuk. 6'5", senior, number 32, Dylan Stipe, and 6'5", junior forward, number 45, Sean Kecht. Both teams feature some players that can score in their starting lineups. Justin Piles, but our triple Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living shooters of the night are players that are coming off the bench. For the Yellow Jackets, it's Christian Coleroy, who shoots 50% from beyond the arc. That's the best in the conference. And for the opposing Bearcats, the triple three-point shooter of the night is Pat Jones, a 6'3" sophomore guard who's 3rd in the conference, shooting about 46%.
Yeah, both these teams able to score inside and outside. Matchup will maybe determine where the ball goes. They rely more on jump shots, rely more on the inside game. It'll be an interesting matchup to see what transpires here. And the return of Jason Probst so big for Waynesburg. Without him, I'd say St. Vincent would just pour the ball inside with Stipe and Ked, and you'd see a lot of Turner knifing into the hole. With him in the middle, I don't know where they go. They still might try to that kind of attack, but St. Vincent's so versatile. They can beat you so many different ways, and it'll be interesting to see how this ball game unravels.
Probst against Stith inside the circle. Stith wins it. The Bearcats in white get the first possession. The Jackets in all orange defending. Stith up and over the rim, no good. Rebounded by Probst.
Oh, right away St. Vincent goes inside, doesn't convert, and Probst pulled down a rebound. So we've heard from Stith and Probst on the first possession.
And Probst flying to try to get that rebound, but he doesn't, and in transition come the Bearcats. Stith into the corner to Klimchak. Back across to Howard, inside to Kett. Kett looking, has his teammate open for three. It's Klimchak, it's good.
Ben Klimchak, outside shooter for the Bearcats. When he gets on fire, look out, he can make a bunch in a row.
Just like the women's team, the Bearcats electing to go for a 2-2-1 press right off the bat here through about a minute of play. St. Vincent leads 3-0. The Jackets running empty right down the floor. Great pass inside to Stith. It's touched out of bounds. Beautiful move by Turner to find some space underneath and find Stith. It was touched out of bounds by Probst and will stay St. Vincent ball.
Well, those two have played together for so long, and this whole team really has. A veteran team, very few new faces from last year that are seeing big-time minutes. These guys have played together, meshed well together, know where they're supposed to be on the floor. And right there, Sean Kett just laying it back in. You'll see contributions up and down the lineup from this very deep Bearcats team.
The Jackets break the press, this time decide to slow things down. It's E.J. Coleman with it, now Byram Luco. Back to Coleman and Kenny Clace on the other wing. Inside, Flegel drives, right-handed layup, no good, but he is fouled and will go to the free throw line for two.
Yeah, bumped by Dylan Stith. That's the way you attack the Bearcats. Just go ahead right at the hoop. Try and get these big guys into foul trouble. Could be a strategy of Coach Mark Christner. Flegel's kind of one of those matchup nightmares, advantages that Waynesburg has. He can play inside, he can play outside, he can shoot the basketball reasonably from the outside. You have to really get up on him, especially when he's lined up in a shooting position.
Shooting 41% from the field this season, about 70% from the free throw line, goes 2 for 2 there. Does the junior forward from Jennerstown, PA. He averages about 10 points per game. That's just outside the top 25 of all scorers in the PAC. 5-2 is the score for St. Vincent. The Jackets have yet to connect on a field goal in the early moments of the game. Turner, long three, that one far short, but it's rebounded by Stith, who puts it up in his foul. Stith, a 68% shooter, will get his first trip to the line. And the foul is on Kenny Clace, a graduate of Bethel Park High School for the Yellow Jackets. Both teams now with one team foul.
Kenny Clace didn't have to do a whole lot with his orange and black wardrobe, going from Bethel Park to Waynesburg. Different color orange maybe, but still around that same area.
Stith misses the first, native of Bedford, Virginia. Second in the PAC in scoring, was a second-team All-PAC player last season. Misses both of them that time. A couple of Jackets there. It's Clace who comes down with the rebound. Kenny Clace at 6'1", is a transition player for the Jackets. Can play a bit of guard, can play a bit of forward. Right now he's playing out on the wing as a guard. Comes over to the free throw line and gets it. Gives it out to E.J. Coleman, who shouts out some orders to his offensive teammates.
Well, Jackets had a mismatch a moment ago. They had Probst with Turner on his backside in the post. Couldn't get him the ball. Monster block there from Ben Klimchak on Jacob Flegel.
A huge block from Klimchak coming from Flegel's blind side. Fresh shot clock as it goes off the rim and the Jackets maintain possession. Probst drives, kicks, Flegel for three. No good. Rebounded by Kett. And a fierce offensive possession by the Jackets. Comes away with nothing. Here's a three from J.C. Howard. It's good. A couple of threes early on for the Bearcats. Howard had that one. Klimchak had the other one. 8-2 is the score with 17 minutes left in the first half.
Wait, down here at this end on the last possession, Klimchak blocking Flegel. That's 5'9", blocking 6'5". The ball wasn't at its highest point off of Flegel's arm, but still, it was an impressive block by Klimchak.
Stith touches that one off E.J. Coleman's foot, so it's St. Vincent ball. Checking into the game is Pat Jones, who we highlighted early in the game as one of our triple three-point shooters of the game. Also into the game for St. Vincent, a Valley High School graduate, Jeff Fuquay, who transferred in to St. Vincent this year from Worcester. Howard has it, 20 to shoot.
Nobody in the interior right now. All 5 Bearcats along the perimeter. Spin move by Ket doesn't quite go. Right idea, though, with everyone spread out.
Quick spin move, but he found the front of the rim, so the Jackets with it now. Flegel tries to drive. Now Luco, a ball fake, a drive past Fuquay, and a shot. It's good and one. And Luco's feeling it as the Jackets have now trimmed the lead to 4.
Well, Luco's one of those guys on the court. He's sneaky quick, track athlete, very quick first step, too. He'll blow right by you if you're not ready.
Well, not just a quick first step, but how about a quick individual as well. He's the team's leader in steals and is also a 2-time qualifier for nationals in the 400-meter hurdles. He makes the free throw there. 8-5 is the score. He's also 10th in the PAC in steals with 22 total this season coming into tonight's contest. Whistle stops play with 6:24 to go. It's an offensive foul, I believe, on Sean Ket. If so, that will be his first.
They gave that to, yeah, they did give it to Fuquay. That's his second. He'll go to the bench.
Checking in for the Bearcats, number 22, Isaac
Turner back in after a quick rest. 3/4 court pressure by the Bearcats.
3 team fouls against St. Vincent, 1 called against Waynesburg. And the Bearcats now in a 2-3 zone against Waynesburg. Ellis checked into the game. Thomas Ellis, the 6th man of the Yellow Jackets. Probst with it off the glass, no good. Dylan Steiff gets the rebound. Jones, who's dangerous from beyond the arc, gives it to Steiff, back to Jones. Jones had Ket inside, but chose to look away. Howard now with it to Steiff. Steiff, great move, great pivot step, misses the layup. Really not a layup, but a long runner, a leaner there. And Ellis comes in transition. Ellis has it taken away by Turner. Turner scoreless as of yet. Steiff is as well, but the St. Vincent Bearcats still have a 3-point lead. Steiff falls down flat, and it's a turnover. Waynesburg ball. Luco is told by head coach Mark Christner to slow things down for the Yellow Jackets, and does so.
A couple of sloppy last possessions by both teams, missing shots, leaners in the paint, Probst and Steiff, and then a couple of turnovers. There's another one there as the ball goes into the arms of Sean Ket. J.C. Howard will slow things down, try to set up the offense, and maybe get St. Vincent back on the right track, get a bucket here.
Waynesburg in a man-to-man defense. St. Vincent running through its options here as Howard gets it now on the opposite wing of where he started with it. Probst comes all the way out, but the Jackets recover. Ket has it in the corner with 9 to shoot. Drives into the paint, left-handed shot, up and in, and one.
Sean Ket's one of those guys, very consistent, especially around the basket, maybe a little overshadowed with Turner, Steiff, but he's a very good basketball player, and sometimes from time to time the Bearcats have to rely on him, and he performs, and he's just a great inside presence. I really like the way he plays, hard at both ends, great rebounder, and very good from the free throw line.
Klimchak comes in for the Bearcats, Steiff comes out. Entering for Waynesburg there, B.J. Durham and Tyler Miller. The free throw is good, so that makes the score 11-5, and Sean Ket now leads all scorers with 5 points. Durham, the substitute, a sophomore guard in, running the point for the Jackets. He has it on the wing into Flegel on the baseline. Miller, power dribble, up and in. 2 points for Tyler Miller, the graduate of Beth Center High School, not too far away from Waynesburg University. He also transferred into the university this season from Westmoreland County Community College.
Well, that's where Waynesburg's attacking the post in that, not quite the low block area, kind of the halfway up block, if you will, midway between that high and low post area, getting that entry pass there and then doing something with the basketball as they square up to the hoop.
Waynesburg switches up the defensive look to a 2-3 zone. Klimchak makes him pay with a runner. 5 points for him, 6-point lead for the Bearcats. 14 minutes left in the first half. Durham with it. Still a 2-3 zone for the Bearcats. Inside to Flegel on the elbow. He'll kick it back out to Luco. Over to Durham, who looks at a 3. He likes to shoot the long ball. That one's no good. Miller can't corral it, and it ends up in the hands of Ket, the 6'5" junior forward from Miami, Florida, of the Bearcats. Ket gets it, steps up, 15-footer. No good. Miller grabs that rebound, and the Jackets turn it right back around. Flegel defended by Jones on the wing. Almost has his pass stolen away, Luco has it, jump stop, definitely a traveling violation there. He tried a jump stop and then a second step, and that's a bit too much. 13-12, the clock stops. With the score, St. Vincent 13, Waynesburg 7. We'll take a break in the action and take a break here on the PAC Sports Network.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
St. Vincent opened the game with 5 unanswered points and now has a 6-point lead as it's 13-7 with 13-12 left in the opening period of play. So far, Ben Clinchock and Sean Kett for St. Vincent have 5 points. That's the most of anyone on the floor. J.C. Howard has also added a 3-pointer. For Waynesburg, it's Jacob Flegel with a couple of free throws. Luco has 3, which leads the Yellow Jackets score sheet, and Tyler Miller also has a deuce. Play restarts with Howard bringing the ball up the floor for the Bearcats. The Jackets did switch it up to a 2-3 zone, but have looked back to man-to-man here after the timeout. Turner has it in the corner. Looks over to Pat Jones, all the way around to Clinchock, defended by Ellis. Now to the other corner, that's Clinchock, in fact, and it's inside now to Turner, who's driving, puts up a shot, no foul called. Ellis tried to save it, and it's St. Vincent ball as Howard makes a great hustle play to get it. Fresh shot clock as well. Kett with a tough dribble. He's fouled inside by Miller. That's Miller's first foul of the night, the second team foul to Waynesburg's credit, and Kett will go to the line.
Yeah, tough sledding on the inside. I've seen a couple players draw body contact. Not a whole lot of whistles so far on the inside, but Kett able to get a trip to the free throw line.
Kett makes the free throw, checking out Ellis, Miller, and Flegel for the Jackets in Clace, Labashak, and Probst.
Checking out one of the games that St. Vincent will be checking on tonight. Thomas More Bethany. Thomas More leading that game by 1 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. 33-32.
Second free throw is good. Kett checks out. Dylan Stith checks back in. Also in for the Jackets, B.J. Durham and freshman Christian Coleroy. Look for Coleroy and Durham both to line up a couple of threes for the Jackets. Score 15-7 in favor of St. Vincent with 12:36 to go. That ball went out of bounds, last touched by a Bearcat. So Clace will bring it in near head coach Mark Christner and the Waynesburg bench. New defensive look here from the Bearcats. 2-3 zone, but extended all the way up to midcourt. Hands are active. Durham has it. Kicks it over to Coleroy. Cross-court pass to Clace, who drives baseline, puts up a shot and misses it, but it's a perfect pass to his teammate Jason Probst underneath. 15-9 is the score. Sometimes those tough shots don't fall, but they end up in the hands of your own teammate, and that's what happened there. The Jackets now trim the deficit to 6 as Howard misses a long 3, and the Jackets get it back. Coleroy to Durham. Durham switches hands in midair and gets it to go. B.J. Durham, the 5th Yellow Jacket on the score sheet tonight. 15-11, and Waynesburg is trimming away at the deficit. Under 12 minutes left in the first half. Turner with it all the way around. It's Howard, back to Turner. Now Clinchock in the corner. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Stith. What great hands, and the slam dunk for the finish.
Boy, he's so quick on that spin move. As soon as he grabbed the basketball, spin and slam dunk.
Trapping zone pressure here for the Bearcats as they now lead by 6. Durham falls over his own feet, and it's a turnover. Howard, one-on-one against Coleroy, puts up a shot. How did that one go in? Beautiful shot by Howard. He was off balance and threw it up over the defender and got it to go.
And JC has that ability to just hang in the air a little bit to get the defender out of his way, and did that there, get the kiss off the glass.
Pat Jones is going to be called for a foul here in the back court, trying to hustle to force a turnover. Clace again will take it out of bounds near the Waynesburg bench. 19-11 is the score with just about 11 minutes left to play in the opening half. Fuqua back in, Howard out. The Jackets trimmed the lead down to 4, but then gave up a couple of quick baskets. That Stith dunk was huge. And what a great play by him to grab the rebound on the loose ball, turn around, and slam it down.
Yeah, that was all in one motion, too. He knew exactly what he was doing with it, basically before he even had the rebound in his hands. All in one motion, brought it down, spin move, slam.
Tough to defend at 6'5". He's one of the tallest players on either team. A lot wider than Probst and Flegel, at least that's how it seems. Clace had a bucket there for the Jackets to make it a 6-point game. Jones a long three, no good, rebounded by Clace. Caroli with it. Over to Clace, back to Caroli, who gets up, drives with the left hand. A scoop shot is good. Now it's a 4-point game. 7 Yellow Jackets on the score sheet. The leader in scoring is Luca, who has an odd number of 3, and that's how the Jackets totaled up 15. 19-15 is the score in the final half of the first half. Long shot again by Turner, no good from beyond the arc. And Waynesburg with a chance to make it a one-possession ball game here as Durham comes up.
After knocking down a couple threes on their first few possessions, St. Vincent cold right now from beyond the arc.
Timeout called by St. Vincent head coach D.P. Harris, stopping the clock with 9:38 to go. Harris is quite excited here in the timeout, and we'll take a quick break with the score: St. Vincent 19, Waynesburg 15 on the PAC Sports Network.
Bankruptcy myths busted.
Bankruptcy is just another word for failure. It's for deadbeats.
The typical person filing for bankruptcy is 38, middle class, and educated. Over 90% of bankruptcies are traceable to job loss, illness, or divorce, factors largely out of anyone's control.
Myth busted. Bankruptcy myths busted. Brought to you by Foster Law Offices. Call today to schedule a free consultation and sleep better tonight.
Play resumes with St. Vincent in possession of the basketball, leading 19-15 here on the PAC Sports Network. Fuqua double-teamed inside to Stith, who works against Lavashak. Can't find the basket, and Lavashak grabs the rebound. It's Coleman, Clace, Caroli, Probst, and Lavashak in for Waynesburg right now on offense. Fuqua, Turner, Stith, Howard, and Jones in for St. Vincent. Make that Klimchak instead of Howard. And a traveling violation is called on Clace as he attempts to drive to the lane. Christian Caroli checks out for Waynesburg, and re-entering Byram Luco. St. Vincent undefeated in PAC play, also undefeated at home. The Bearcats winners of their last 19 games against PAC opponents.
Oh man, Isaac Turner splitting a double team, going around a double screen to begin with, then splitting a double team in the paint, off the window and in.
That's Turner's first 2 of the night, up back to a 6-point lead for the Bearcats as Probst tries to go up for the dunk and is fouled. Great work to break the press and then find Probst on that right side of the baseline. And he'll go to the line for 2. His first trip of the night. He shoots 60% on the season. Probst, the team's leading scorer with 13 points a game. He's in the top 15 in scoring in the PAC. Makes the first, give him 3 points tonight as Flegel checks in for Lavashak. Probst is a Bonner Scholar at Waynesburg University. The Bonner Scholars are committed to service work in the community, so Jason Probst puts in nearly 200 hours a semester to that service work, along with the amount of time he spends training and preparing himself to be Waynesburg's leading scorer on the court. He misses that second free throw, making it 21-16. A foul called before the shot. It'll be a floor foul. St. Vincent will take it out on the left side of the baseline.
A foul on Luco with the shove.
That's 4 team fouls for the Yellow Jackets. 4 players with 1 foul. For St. Vincent, Fuqua has 2. The team has a total of 5 team fouls. About 8:30 left. Waynesburg trailing St. Vincent 21-16. Behind the back move by Turner. He loses control of it. Here's E.J. Coleman crossing midcourt. Gives it to Clace. Clace in the air, switches hands and finishes.
Able to find a little seam there to jump through and find the window and the nylon.
There's a lot of players on this Waynesburg roster and on St. Vincent's team that can change directions in midair and find those small holes to finish, keeping the body under control while moving with speed, as the Jackets now playing zone defense, trailing by 3 points.
The key word that you said there is speed. A lot of speed out here in the court right now.
Pat Jones trapped in the corner. He finds Kett in the middle. It's good, and the foul. Kett now with 9 points and a chance to make it 10, as St. Vincent now leads 23-18. That's Clace's second foul of the evening, becoming the first Waynesburg player with multiple fouls.
And most notably out here on the court, I was watching Isaac Turner and Byram Luco. Luco following Turner step for step. Probably the two fastest guys out here on the court. And Luco just being Turner's shadow, basically. Wherever he went, Luco was denying him the basketball.
Turner now the first player in double figures, as St. Vincent leads 24-18, with Thomas Ellis, who just checked into the game, in possession of the basketball. Now E.J. Coleman calling for a winger. That's Luco. Back to Coleman. Coleman, who has yet to score tonight. Luco back to Coleman, 10 to shoot, inside to Miller at the elbow. To Flegel, 5 to shoot. Coleman, a long three, that one short, and it's rebounded by Klimchuk. Great defensive possession by St. Vincent to really limit good looks by Waynesburg, and a hack inside by Tyler Miller. That will send Turner to the free throw line. That's Miller's second of the night.
Number 23, Tyler Miller is second, team 6.
And Turner will go to the free throw line for 2. He shoots 80% on the season. That's 6th best in the conference. Turner, a senior from Winter Park, Florida, makes the first. Couple of subs in for St. Vincent. That's Dan Sinwell making his first appearance, and also Dylan Stith checking out Klimchuk and Jones.
At halftime, Grove City leading Westminster 43-32. At halftime, Bethany leading Thomas More 38-35. And W&J also leading Geneva at halftime.
Second free throw by Turner is good. St. Vincent now leads by 8. St. Vincent still working in a 2-3 zone. Jackets haven't really had too many solutions for that zone, at least in the last couple of possessions. Coleman steps in, 15-footer off the iron. Great rebound by Flegel there after it was tipped by Miller. Another tip in, no good, and rebounded by Stith.
And they had some success moving the ball into the high post or the low post, some kind of entry pass, and then reversing the basketball, trying to find an open shot earlier, but going cold from the outside, and that zone defense just suffocating anybody on the inside when Waynesburg has the ball.
Stith had a chance to add to St. Vincent's lead, make it a double-digit lead, but instead, here's Thomas Ellis going to the basket, and an offensive foul is called. That's the third foul on Tyler Miller of Waynesburg University, and he'll come to the bench with 6:16 to go.
Media timeout.
And with the clock stopped at 6:16, we'll take a break with St. Vincent leading the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets 26-18 here on the PAC Sports Network.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com. For 3 generations, Sharps Furniture has been proud to serve southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the US of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharps carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharps Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA.
St. Vincent has led Waynesburg from the very first minute of this game. The Bearcats now have an 8-point lead. 26-18 is the score, and a chance to open it up to a double-digit lead. It's Turner with it. Now Kett, a ball fake and a drive. Left-handed layup, no good, but he's fouled by Probst and will go to the line for 2. Kett is leading all scorers currently with 10 points. The next leading scorer for St. Vincent, well, it's Klimchak and Howard, who both have 5. The Jackets have had much more spread out scoring, with a total of 7 players converting on at least 1 field goal as Kett makes the first free throw. He's number 11 in the PAC in terms of shooting percentage from the free throw line, 76%, and he's been true 6 times from the line so far tonight, giving him 12 total and a 10-point Bearcat lead.
Yeah, he's number 1 in the game tonight, has not missed a shot, and huge first half for him, not only from the charity line, but also from the field. Waynesburg really hasn't had an answer for him in the inside so far.
Waynesburg also hasn't had much of a solution for this very effective St. Vincent 2-3 zone, and another turnover there as Probst tries to force one into Ellis, but can't. B.J. Durham and Nate Labashak checking in for the Jackets, out Coleman and Probst.
Mark Christner trying to find that right combination on offense. It's been a little bit of a struggle for Waynesburg, just haven't been able to really get anything going in terms of consecutive possessions of successful offense.
Sinwell, Howard, Steiff, Turner, and Kett in for the Bearcats now, who are in possession of the basketball with 5:30 to go in the opening period. It's Howard with it. Over to his teammate Turner for 3, no good. There's only been 2 3-pointers scored tonight, both of them by the Bearcats, one by Howard, one by Klimchak.
And both of those and maybe the first handful of possessions. So both teams very cold from the outside. Turner uncharacteristically off on the wide open look from 3. I think it was Flegel that was coming out late, or it might have been Caroli actually, coming out late on him, trying to get a hand in his face, but the shot was well gone by then.
Flegel misses that one. Caroli tries to get the rebound, but can't. He is out-rebounded by Sinwell. And in transition come the Bearcats. And a charging foul is called as Flegel, inside a mess of orange and white jerseys, is ending up laying on the ground because he took a charge against Isaac Turner. That's Turner's first personal, St. Vincent's 6th foul of the first half. Durham walks it up the floor. He's on offense now along with Flegel, Caroli, Labashak, and Ellis in the corner. Durham has it into Labashak. Labashak spots up, 15-footer, good.
Always like a big guy that can score away from the hoop. Doesn't necessarily need the window or the lay-in opportunity. And that kind of draws the defense out a little bit. You have to respect the jump shooters, and that's what Waynesburg has with Labashak. Probst, when he's in the game, has that capability as well.
Waynesburg's depth is one of the things that makes it such a dangerous team at times, and right now 8 players have scored for the Jackets, Labashak becoming the 8th there. Great pass by B.J. Durham to find Caroli in the corner, and it's 2 more for Caroli. Great work in transition by the sophomore Durham to find the freshman Caroli and make it a 6-point game.
Yeah, just that short to mid-range jump shot falling the last couple of possessions for the Yellow Jackets. They're onto something there, kind of a soft spot in the St. Vincent defense.
Kett inside out to Turner, who floats one in and draws the foul. Turner now 6 points, a chance for a 7th, and St. Vincent back up to an 8-point lead, 30-22.
Team 9.
Turner's the PAC's leading scorer. He's also in the top 10 in assists, steals, and field goal percentage, but he misses that free throw, leaving him with 6 points still tonight. Still a 2-3 zone, rather now man-to-man defense for St. Vincent. The team did switch it up there. 3:30 to go. Ellis splits a couple defenders and lays it off the glass. Back to a 6-point game. And now Ellis becomes the 9th Yellow Jacket to score. The only starter that hasn't scored for Waynesburg is E.J. Coleman, and I'm not quite sure that he's actually attempted a shot yet tonight. 3:15 to go. St. Vincent up 6. Turner pops it out to Sinwell, over to Howard, into Kett. Kett finds a cutting Dylan Steiff, and another and one for St. Vincent.
Another foul on Labashak, and the big guys for Waynesburg are starting to accumulate fouls now. It's Miller with 3, Labashak picking up his 2nd. and Probst with 2. And Probst to the scorer's table to check back in.
Correction, timeout.
Timeout called by Waynesburg. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll step away for a brief time here with St. Vincent leading 30-24 late in the first half on the PAC Sports Network.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Dylan Stith at the free throw line. He's 0 for 2 tonight, but has a chance to add on and make it an old school 3-point play here with 3:09 left to go in the first half. Stith does convert on the free throw. He's now 1 for 3. Caroli up the court for the Jackets. Caroli for 3, it's good. 7 points for him now. He leads the Yellow Jackets in scoring right now, and that's one of our triple 3-point shooters of the night. Firing and connecting. That's Waynesburg's first 3. Fuqua on the wing has it. Now around to his teammate, back to him. Klimchak had it for a second. Now it's Turner who puts up the left-handed scoop shot, and it's good. 8 points now for Turner, an 8-point lead now for St. Vincent. The Jackets in transition. Almost from Ellis, then almost from Probst on the putback, but nothing doing. About 2 minutes left. St. Vincent holding on to this 8-point lead. Klimchak with it. Doesn't have many options, but he finds Turner, those great hands. Rather, that's Stith who had it underneath. Couldn't connect, and a foul is called on Fuqua.
Number 3 on Fuqua. Team foul number 8. Puts Waynesburg in a 1-on-1 situation with Ellis shooting. Ket back in for Fuqua, and looks like Labashak about to check in. And Luco as well.
It'll be Labashak in for Probst. Luco will come in for Ellis if Ellis does convert both of these free throws. It's a 1-and-1. Waynesburg has already committed 10 team fouls, so that means St. Vincent will go to the line for 2 shots throughout the remainder of this first half.
Looks like Waynesburg might play musical chairs with Labashak and Probst offense and defense when it has a chance here down the stretch, both with 2 fouls, and really don't want either to pick up foul number 3. Miller already with 3 fouls. It's fairly limiting the big guys available on the bench for at least the rest of this half.
Ellis made the first, makes the second. He's got 4 points. It's back down to a 6-point lead for St. Vincent. Ellis is in the top 10 in the PAC in terms of free throw percentage. He shoots 78% coming into tonight's contest. Stith has it at the high point over to Klimchak. Now Jones. And back to Stith. Waynesburg in man-to-man defense. Turner has it. Big jump stop. Big left-handed layup. No good. And Labashak gets the rebound after it was tipped around inside the paint. Flegel up the court. Luco drives baseline. Reverse layup in the air, and it's good. Man, can Luco leap. Maybe that's one of the reasons why he's a national qualifier, 2-time national qualifier in the 400-meter hurdles, but he jumped from outside the paint and ended up on the other side of the rim there. Great play by him. 35-31 is the score. Stith with it. Spin move. Basket does not go, but it's a foul.
I think they got Flegel on that foul.
It is Flegel, his first personal. No Yellow Jacket. Well, a couple Yellow Jackets have some foul trouble. Miller, we haven't seen much of him since he committed his 3rd foul. Clace also has 2. He's no longer on the floor either for the Jackets. As Stith making another trip to the line here. Hits the first of 2. He now has 6, and he's 2 for 4 tonight. Probst in, Labashak out for Waynesburg. In for the Jackets is Probst, Coleman, Flegel, Luco, and Durham. Second of 2 for Stith is good. 7 points now for him, and it's back to a 6-point lead for St. Vincent, who elects to press here, a 2-2-1 zone. Foul called near the scorer's table. It'll be a 1-and-1 attempt for E.J. Coleman.
Maybe a little armbar from Coleman, but not enough there to draw the foul. So he'll go to the line. Team foul number 9, so the last of the 1-and-1s for Waynesburg. They've done a nice job this first half to kind of stay within striking distance against the Bearcats. And St. Vincent really hasn't been able to pull away despite leading the entire way. And the lead was as large as 10 with about 6 minutes to go. But Waynesburg done a nice job of still attacking this Bearcats defense and getting to the rim for some lay-ins and some free throw opportunities.
Coleman still scoreless tonight after missing that free throw. Turner misses that layup. Final minute of the first half, 37-31's the score. Coleman has Flegel to the free throw line. Now Luco, pull-up jumper. It's good.
Those mid-range jumpers still working for Waynesburg. Definitely finding success. Just a step or two inside the three-point line and a step or two outside the paint. Hitting them from all over right now.
About a 5-second differential now between game clock and shot clock. Klimchuk has it defended by Durham. Now all the way over to Stith. Tries a ball fake, 15 to shoot, 20 left to play. Turner now pulls it way out. Howard driving with the left hand. Finds a teammate inside. It's tipped away out of bounds. It'll stay with St. Vincent. 13 seconds on the clock, 7 to shoot.
A couple opportunities there to hit Isaac Turner along the perimeter, but Luco with such good closing speed, he was on top of him as soon as a teammate looked his way.
Jackets almost get a 5 count there. 5 seconds to shoot. Kett gets it inside to Turner, and he scores. 10 points for him. 5 seconds left. Coleman tries to hustle it up the court. He turns it over. 2 seconds to shoot. A long shot by Klimchuk off the backboard. No good. That one could have made it a 9-point game before halftime, but instead it'll stay St. Vincent 39, Waynesburg 33 through one half of play.
I thought that was good going out of his hand. I thought he was going to get the kiss off the glass, but no friendly home team bounce for him. Definitely had some potential there. I thought he might have knocked down one as the buzzer expired, but great first half. I thought that was entertaining to watch. Great basketball by both sides.
Right now, St. Vincent has 5 players on the score sheet, and that's it, but they're getting great contributions from Sean Kett and Isaac Turner, both of whom are in double figures. Kett leads all scorers with 12, Turner with 10.
Yeah, it was a good all-around effort from St. Vincent. Waynesburg, like we were talking about, as the time wound down there, kept it close. I think the rebounding, the mid-range jumpers are really helping them out, and it was definitely within striking range. And hopefully we get another half of basketball like that, because that was fun to watch. I really enjoyed watching both these teams go up and down the floor. Right now we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll have our halftime feature upcoming about the people that are sitting behind us right now, the Cram the Carry movement here at St. Vincent, and how that's started last year and has really taken off this year, and all kinds of crazy things have happened, like the neon night. You see the players out here with the neon socks on right now. So this is a good one. I have a stamp of approval on this feature. I really enjoy this one. So we'll head to our halftime feature right after this break on Cram the Carry here on the PAC Sports Network.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
The Carey Center in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Last winter, an idea that began with 2 students and a Twitter account exploded into something bigger than anybody expected. Cram the Carry was just getting started. The atmosphere is second to none in the PAC and rivals student sections at larger colleges.
Well, the team wanted a big crowd for that last game against Thomas More, so they started the hashtag Cram the Carry, and we kind of picked it up from there, and we would retweet the stuff that everybody else would say about Cram the Carry and just spread the word like that, and ended up trending on Twitter, so that was pretty cool.
I remember being in my dorm room the one night and it just blew up on Twitter, like Cram the Carry this, Cram the Carry that. Like the players got really, really involved, which was really cool because then it got the students involved, and I think that was the biggest thing.
I didn't understand trending, okay? So I had heard about trending earlier in the year, okay? But trending in a positive manner was very good for us.
I wanted to start t-shirts, so I started taking orders from people, and I really didn't think it would be as many students getting involved as it did.
We wanted to try to get as many people to come to the game as we could, but I don't think anyone was really prepared for how many people were actually going to show up. I think it was kind of a surprise to see that many people there.
It was crazy. The student section was going wild all game, everything like that. We packed it probably, I think it was 3 or 4 games in a row.
After the success of the first game, students came back in full force for the conference tournament. Always passionate, always loud, and sometimes a little crazy. They were there to cheer the Bearcats to a PAC championship and trip to the NCAA tournament.
There's been something special at the Carry Center the last week or so. Last week they had the Twitter hashtag Cram the Carry, and that really took off.
My favorite part was when we stormed the court and all the students came down and the players were on each other's backs and stuff, and everybody was just crazy excited when we won.
Right before the game ended, you know, people started lining up to storm the court, and a couple of the workers had like yellow ropes because they wanted to rope off where the players were going to shake hands so no one got in the middle of that. Well, the buzzer sounded and we all ran out, and the yellow cord actually like cut my neck, and I like fell on the ground because the guys were like running around. Oh, it was crazy.
My favorite part was actually going to Ohio Wesleyan, taking the bus out there and actually going like head to head with Ohio Wesleyan student section. So that was something that I would have never imagined would happen, even at home, let alone at an away game.
It wasn't just memorable for the fans in the stands, but for the players and coaches as well.
And we try to act like we're bigger than we are, right? And we want to give the kids a Division I experience at a Division III level. And when you watch that game and you see those Cram the Carry kids up there, it's like a Division I game. The gym's loud, the kids are going crazy, and the atmosphere is awesome.
Honestly, when they were all jumping around, I honestly thought the bleachers were going to like break. That was what I remember the most.
Crazy. I was trying to just protect myself. I didn't really know what was going on, but they lifted a few of the guys up.
And the St. Vincent Bearcats, the 2013 PAC champions.
I actually was on the court for the last like 0.8 seconds or whatever it was, so I had to hurry up and run off so we didn't get mobbed by the students, but it was cool.
When that happens, you need to seize that moment. And those kids will remember that for a long time. They'll talk about it when they come back on alumni weekend.
Now, an entire club on campus, Cram the Carry, or the Carry Crazies as they are known, are working to make this season even better.
My involvement is really what the students want. You know, I'm going to do whatever I can do for the general student here.
The biggest thing this year that we need to do is get the freshmen involved again, because we have like the most freshmen we've ever had. So I think if we can get them out and come to the games, it will be even bigger. Being
able to give back to the kids and see them grow, the Cram the Carry is awesome. But most importantly, isn't that what we're teaching in higher ed? Passion, togetherness, partnering with the other students, but letting them run with their ideas and creativity, because the power of youth is amazing.
It's cool to know, like, when you hear people saying like good luck for games like in weeks in advance, and it's just awesome when you're out there and everyone's just screaming your name.
We get really excited when people dunk, like Dylan, so we'll all be looking forward to that. I heard Sean Ketz dunked a couple times this year, so that will be exciting.
It's awesome, especially when we have players like Isaac and Dylan who just can like kill it out there, just do whatever they want. I mean, they go crazy and it makes them play better. It makes the whole team play better.
A bunch of people would bring this stuffed giraffe. I know that's in a few pictures somewhere. And they would just like toss it around the student section. I thought that was pretty funny.
Although they made their mark during basketball season, Cram the Carry has plans to bring their Bearcat pride to other sporting events, further fueling the campus passion and further binding the St. Vincent community.
We seem to have grabbed the attention of the campus, and I hope we do that every single year.
I've actually always wanted to go to a big school where like that school spirit was there, and the student sections were huge. So to see that happen at a D3 school is, you know, amazing, and people every day are wearing those t-shirts and sharing that school pride.
When the people come here, we want them to walk out of here saying, what an environment. And it all starts with the Cram to Carry kids.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Bankruptcy myths. Busted.
Bankruptcy is just another word for failure. It's for deadbeats.
The typical person filing for bankruptcy is 38, middle class, and educated. Over 90% of bankruptcies are traceable to job loss, illness, or divorce, factors largely out of anyone's control.
Myth. Busted. Bankruptcy myths. Busted. Brought to you by Foster Law Offices. Call today to schedule a free consultation and sleep better tonight.
For 3 generations, Sharps Furniture has been proud to serve southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the US of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharps carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharps Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA. When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact Time Ad Productions. Time Ad Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
When you're seriously in debt, you know that feeling. It returns every time the phone rings. Things are out of control. A job you were counting on didn't come through, or you got sick. No matter how it got to this point, your creditors don't care or understand, but I do. It's not too late. I can help. If you're embarrassed, overwhelmed, or frustrated, don't be. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to help, and you do need help. Please call me. There is a way out. and I'll get you there.
A couple of minutes away from the start of the second half here at the Kerry Center. Nick Farrell alongside Justin Piles, our producer Kat Guyan, and our camera person Shannon Basic. Right now, St. Vincent leads Waynesburg 39-33 in the nightcap of our men's-women's doubleheader here on the PAC Sports Network. Much unlike the women's game, there haven't been very many fouls called, only 19 total. That's about a fraction of what were called in the first half of the women's game, but the margin at halftime is about the same, and it's been a very competitive game with the Bearcats leading by 6, having a double-digit lead at points, but Waynesburg being able to fight back in and keep it competitive.
Yeah, I really like what Waynesburg did, or was able to do, with that mid-range jump shot near the end of the first half. Find a lot of success, a little soft spot in the St. Vincent defense, and not quite along the perimeter, but being able to get that entry pass, square up, and then knock down some jump shots. That's something that I think St. Vincent will have to address defensively. And offensively, St. Vincent just needs to go right at the rim, I think, with the foul trouble that the bigs have of Waynesburg, Labashak, Probst with 2 fouls, Miller with 3 fouls. I think you just take it right at him with Dylan Stipe, Sean Kett, even Turner knife into the hole. He had kind of a quiet first half, Isaac Turner, by his standards. Didn't really have any outside shots fall. Got to the rim a couple times, was able to knife through traffic, had a nice couple of nice lay-ins, but we really haven't seen him at any point really take the game over in terms of being the leading scorer. Kind of an afterthought, maybe. It might be too strong of a word, but definitely not the focal point of the offense during the first half, and just 10 points. A lot of people would love to have a 10-point half, but for him, a 10-point might be a little bit of a down half for him, and they kind of had that feel with him not having as many touches, maybe. So look for him in the second half to get the basketball more and make something happen out there.
On the other side of the ball, the Bearcats elected to use a 2-3 zone for the majority of the first half. At times would slip out of it into man-to-man pressure, but that's been quite effective in keeping the Yellow Jackets off the scoreboard, though the Jackets have had quite a few scorers tonight, 9 in total. Leading scorers for Waynesburg, Christian Coroli, with 7, along with Byram Luco. Flegel to inbound it. He finds Luco. Gives it over to Probst here as we start the second half. Probst fakes one way, goes the other. Misses that mid-range jump shot. And it's St. Vincent ball. St. Vincent leads by 6. That one's tipped and stolen by E.J. Coleman. Here come the Jackets. Coleman kicks it back out to Clace. Kenny Clace with it on the wing to Jacob Flegel. 15-footer from foul line extended, no good. Jackets in man-to-man defense against St. Vincent. This is Sean Kett with it, now into the corner to Isaac Turner. Turner driving, back out to Kett, over to Ben Klimchuk. Inside, it's Dylan Stipe. Stipe double-teamed, kicks it out to Turner. Turner looks at a 3, now goes in, and a blocking foul is called on Luco. It's Luco's second first team foul of the second half for the Yellow Jackets. On the floor for Waynesburg in orange right now, Jacob Flegel, Jason Probst, E.J. Coleman, Byram Luco, and Kenny Clace. Isaac Turner with it, off the glass and in on the baseline. What a great play from Turner, who now has 12.
Fantastic baseline take by Turner. Threw it up off the glass. A little hard, maybe thought about maybe rattling it at home, but just straight up and in. Great take by him. I like the defense that Byram Luco is playing on him too. A couple times Turner had a shot, or an attempt for an outside shot, and Luco closed quickly, and Turner able to think better of that and pull it down and drive.
Kett grabs the board after the Probst miss. St. Vincent up 41-33. Here's Stipe for 3. It's good.
Tell you what, he doesn't shoot a whole lot of three-pointers, but last couple of games when he's launched, he's hit.
Back to an 11-point game now in favor of the Bearcats, 44-33. Coleman works his way up the floor off the screen from Flegel. Back to Probst. Probst with the spin move, switches to his right hand, no good. 3 possessions with 3 shots and no second chance opportunities and no points for the Yellow Jackets. Starting out the second half very much like they did in the first half. Right now St. Vincent outscoring Waynesburg 4-0 in the early moments. Kett to Turner, who looks at a three. He saw Steiff do it. He says, I can do it too. 15 points for him now, and he leads all scorers, and Waynesburg is forced to take a timeout, trailing 47-33.
Love the ball movement by the Bearcats there. You had Steiff to Kett. One more pass to Turner, knocks down the three, and it's an 8-0 run to start the second half for St. Vincent. They're feeling it right now and open up this game to a 14-point lead. You really like that kind of energy coming out of halftime if you're the Bearcats. And that's exactly why Waynesburg called timeout there, to try and just stop this run that the Bearcats are having, because they're feeling it right now.
We'll step aside for a brief break with St. Vincent leading Waynesburg 47-33 on the PAC Sports Network.
When you are in need of fast, affordable, and professional voiceovers, contact TimeAd Productions. TimeAd Productions offers voice services for business presentations, documentary narrations, radio, television, imaging, and commercials, movie trailers, corporate phone systems, websites, audiobooks, and more. Visit or contact us online at www.timeadproductions.com.
Flegel sends it inbounds and finds Luco, who storms his way up the court, tries to get the left-handed layup to find the basket, but can't. St. Vincent leads 47-33. Kett driving. Finds his teammate Howard, but a charging foul. No, a traveling violation is called. Either way, still Waynesburg ball. Probst was set just outside the horseshoe to take the charge on J.C. Howard.
Yeah, it could have been that had Howard not taken that third step. You had a good eye there, though. You might have a future in refereeing.
Oh, I don't think so. Referees take too much abuse, including from me sometimes, so I don't think I'm cut out for that career. Maybe I'll stick to the broadcast booth. Hopefully, that's what I'd like. It's Luco inside, tries to shuttle it over to Probst, and he does. Probst, the right-handed bunny, is good.
I got Waynesburg on the board, stop that St. Vincent run, give a little confidence to this Yellow Jacket squad. We were talking about this at halftime when it was a 6-point game, just with people around here. It seems like every time Waynesburg's in here, it's a dogfight, and they just bring their A game, and they match up very well with St. Vincent and make it difficult for the Bearcats to grind out wins.
Klimchak, a second three. His first shot of the night was a good three-pointer, and now he's added a second. 50-35 is the score, and the Bearcats starting to pull away here as Probst goes up and is fouled. That'll be the second team foul on St. Vincent. No, first team foul, excuse me, on St. Vincent this half. And the foul is on Kett, his second.
Checking on other scores around the conference with 5 minutes to go. Thomas More and Bethany, virtual deadlock, 66-65. Saints in the lead right now, but that game's been back and forth all evening. Grove City up on Westminster right now, 63-56. That game with about 5 minutes to go as well.
50-35 now with Probst taking the second of two. Gets that one to go. He checks out of the game for Tyler Miller. In for Waynesburg right now, Durham, Caroli, Miller, Lavishak, and Ellis. No starters on the court for Waynesburg. In for St. Vincent, Kett, Turner, Steiff, Klimchak, and Jones. It's Pat Jones with it on the wing. Cross-court pass to Turner, who gets into the paint, puts up a shot, and it's good.
Now, we were talking about Turner at halftime, too. Just 10 points. Well, now he has 17 in the first 6 minutes. So 7 points after the halftime break. First 4 minutes, excuse me, of the second half.
Caroli with the pass to Durham. Durham uses great hands to get it. Ellis's three, no good. St. Vincent up 16 with the basketball. Turner to Steiff. Now over to Jones. Jones has some room in the paint, but kicks it back out to Kett. 18-footer, no good. Whistle stops play with 15:39 to go, and it's an offensive foul against St. Vincent. Waynesburg ball now. Foul was on Klimchak, his second. And Jeff Fuqua immediately checks into the game. Not for him, but instead for Kett. Kett also has 2 fouls and will exit the game. Durham with it, gives it to Caroli. St. Vincent now extending its 2-3 zone into a 3-quarter court press. Ellis with it on the wing. St. Vincent's defending has been so stellar for this game. using this 2-3 zone to keep Waynesburg outside of the paint and preventing good looks at three-point shots, but Lavashak there gets one to go, and a timeout is taken by the Yellow Jackets, who trail by 14.
Timeout, Waynesburg, full timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, tonight's game is being broadcast by the
St. Vincent is second in scoring D in the PAC, giving up 67 points per game. Waynesburg sixth in that same statistic, giving up about 77 points per game. In terms of defending tonight, St. Vincent has been stout, keeping Waynesburg's looks at a minimum at least, though the Jackets have been able to find a few good opportunities to hit those mid-range jump shots. It really hasn't been enough. Even though the Yellow Jackets have really spread the scoring, dispersed it throughout 9 players, none of those players have broken double figures yet, and none of those players have had consistent good looks every single time they've touched the ball.
And that mid-range jump shot, that's pretty much been their staple of offense so far. There was waning moments of the first half or the start of this second half, but during that stretch, that's pretty much been it. They've had a couple looks inside, maybe a couple free throw opportunities, but that mid-range jumper's been there, and that's been their most consistent source of offense in the last, 10 minutes of basketball time.
In terms of scoreline, Justin, this series has been competitive, but when you take a look at the history of it, Waynesburg hasn't beaten St. Vincent since February 17th, 2007. That means St. Vincent has 13 consecutive wins, but Waynesburg does lead the all-time series, 62-57. It's a series that began in 1928, long before you and I were born.
Well, it's difficult to beat St. Vincent no matter who you are these days. Not a conference loss on their record in over a year. This is a team that's, after a couple of losses in their first 6 games, has just been rolling.
And these two teams will meet again on the final game day of the season. It'll be February 19th. All teams meet twice in the PAC as Steiff nails another 3, giving him 13. It's his second 3. He has a couple of 3s here in the second half. The first round of PAC play in the regular season here is ending tonight, with all teams playing their final PAC matchups for the first round of play. They'll all play again a second time.
Yeah, actually, one kind of goofy thing in the schedule. The season actually is over on the 22nd of February. Even though this is the last game of the first round, Waynesburg will be the next to last game coming back around against St. Vincent. So kind of a little quirk in the schedule, and it'll finish up the 22nd, which is a Saturday. St. Vincent actually at Thomas More for that game. That game could be huge as far as men's and women's competition goes.
Right now it's St. Vincent at the top of the PAC, Bethany in second, Thomas More in third. St. Vincent leading this one against 6th-ranked Waynesburg, 55-38, and we've got a foul that stops the clock with 14:10 to go. And Steiff will go to the free throw line. Foul committed by Tyler Miller. That's his 4th.
Yeah, Waynesburg sitting in that 6th hole right now in the PAC, and the middle of the conference standings kind of muddled right now between Grove City, W&J, Waynesburg. Even Westminster starting to poke around there. A couple wins in their last few conference games, so they're starting to trend upwards a little bit. But that middle section, those are 3 tough teams at Grove City, W&J, Waynesburg, and that should make for some good tournament games down the stretch, even in the regular season as well.
Steiff goes 2 for 2. He now has 15 points. And really, Justin, at least in terms of the last few years, this is unusual territory for Waynesburg to be in. Instead of fighting for one of the, maybe even the home play-in game in that 8 or 9 spot, the team is right now in 6th place at 500. It's the first time that the Jackets are searching for an above 500 record overall since 2005-2006. when the team went 16-11 and finished 7-5 in the PAC. Ball last touched by Lavashak goes out of bounds. It'll be St. Vincent ball. Place checking back in. Thomas Ellis checking out for Waynesburg. In is Klimchak for St. Vincent. Out is Isaac Turner, who leads all scorers with 17. Fuquay to inbound it. Wants to get it right back, but instead it's a turnaround shot by Steiff. It's no good. Loose ball. Place has it and calls for a timeout. And we'll take a timeout with the Yellow Jackets, who trail St. Vincent 57-38 on the PAC Sports Network.
3 generations, Sharps Furniture has been proud to serve Southwestern PA with their brand of personal service. Being an authorized dealer for Lazy Boy, they are dedicated to providing the finest quality products made here in the US of A. Looking for custom upholstery? Sharps carries a large selection of upholstery to choose from, all made in America. And their friendly staff will deliver right to your front door. Sharps Furniture, your authorized Lazy Boy dealer. Family owned, family operated since 1917. Located just off I-70, exit 19B in Washington, PA.
Both teams taking the floor again. 13.5 minutes left. St. Vincent leads by 19. The women's game before this turned into a bit of a blowout later in the contest, with St. Vincent coming out on top, scoring a season-high 98 points as a team, as Caroli overthrows his teammate Probst underneath, and it'll be St. Vincent ball. It was a 6-point game at halftime, 39-33, but St. Vincent opened right up with an 8-0 run to start the second half, and it took the Jackets a while to get the scoring going. And then the deficit turned to be insurmountable, at least thus far in the contest, as St. Vincent has now cranked it to a 19-point lead.
Yeah, 18-5 run after halftime. Bearcats feeling it from the floor right now offensively. Great pass inside there.
Yeah, what a great pass from Pat Jones into Tom Romachek, a graduate of Valley High School and a high school teammate of Jeff Fuqua, who's also on the floor for St. Vincent right now. Fuqua at the top of the zone, Romachek inside. St. Vincent still using that 2-3 zone, leading by 21 as Labashak makes an errant pass into Probst. And St. Vincent comes up in transition. Fuqua with it. Over to Romachek. And back to Klimchuk. He'll set up the offense. Jones with it. Over to Stith. Stith to Romachek. 14 to shoot. Klimchuk drives. He's bumped. And he'll go to the line.
Waynesburg foul number 11, Christian.
So this will be Klimchuk's first trip to the free throw line. He shoots about 80% from the stripe this season.
A foul on Caroli, his first, team fourth. Klimchuk knocks down the first free throw. Luco Flegel back for Waynesburg. Kett back for St. Vincent.
Labashak, Caroli out. Stith out for St. Vincent. Second of two by Klimchuk, the graduate of Greensburg Central Catholic High School, is good. And Pat Jones checks out as J.C. Howard comes back in. St. Vincent still choosing to press here late in the game, leading 61-38. Now retracting back into that 2-3 zone inside the arc. Clace with it. Over to Luco, back to Clace. Clace looks at a three, and it's good. He drains it. 7 points now for him. Then a whistle stops play with 11:49 to go to fix the net. St. Vincent still has a healthy 20-point lead. The Jackets tonight are playing without their point guard, Casey Hope, who Justin and I learned before the contest will have knee surgery tomorrow on his right knee.
I wish him a speedy recovery, successful surgery and speedy recovery.
He's not on crutches tonight. I asked him if he was feeling the pain as Flegel hits along too. And he said, no, nothing too bad. He's able to walk, but of course not strong enough to run, not strong enough to be playing, and he'll go under the knife tomorrow. 61-43 is the score with about 11 minutes left. Fuqua defended by Clace. Gives it over to Klimchuk. Now over to Howard. Fuqua. Now Klimchuk again. He has Romachek inside. Romachek out to Kett to Fuqua now. Fuqua back to Kett. Great passing from St. Vincent with 5 to shoot as Kett throws one up, misses, and Clace grabs the long rebound. Clace trying to split two. Puts up a lob, no good. Rebounded by St. Vincent. Clace very unhappy with himself as the Bearcats come up the floor. Shot by Klimchuk, no good, short, but he gets a long rebound there. Gives it to Fuqua. 15-foot step back is good.
Great job by Sean Kett saving that ball from out of bounds, tipping that, or hammering that ball really, not much of a tip, from the baseline all the way out to the perimeter, and St. Vincent able to more or less reset the offense, get another shot attempt off that save.
Luco trying to cut through. Well, Matechek gets up high but doesn't get a piece of it. Luco gets his rebound but doesn't finish. Kett has to go through 3 defenders, instead finds Fuqua, who drives. The layup is blocked by Clace. And Clace will turn, look to go, but instead pulls it up and finds Durham at half court. 63-33, 10 minutes to go. Nick Farrell along with Justin Piles here on the PAC Sports Network. Our producer Kat Guyan and our camera person Shannon Basic. Happy to be here at the Carey Center for tonight's doubleheader. Lots of subs ready to come in. Fuqua gets it, has it swatted off the glass by Durham, and it goes out of bounds. Last touched by a Bearcat.
Oh, a huge block by Durham, slamming that ball away from the hoop. And then Waynesburg able to keep possession after it went off a Bearcat. So fantastic defensive play, good motor that time too, being able to get the block in pursuit.
Pretty substantial size differential as well. Fuqua 6'2", Durham only 5'10". Durham, the sophomore guard from West Friendship, Maryland, comes up on the right side of things on that last play. Got a foul on Ben Klimchuk. That's his third. St. Vincent's third team foul. Waynesburg has 4 team fouls. Rather, we'll give that to Stith, not Klimchuk. That's only his second. Flegel receives the inbound pass from Ellis and heaves a 3. It's good. Back down to a 17-point game. And Flegel has 7. One of now 4 Waynesburg players to score 7 points, but that's it. No higher scoring from the Yellow Jackets tonight. As Turner, a bit out of control, tries to slice through the paint, but ends up turning it over out of bounds. Waynesburg ball with 9 minutes left. The Jackets have a lot to overcome here as the #1 team in the conference has a 17-point lead, and Waynesburg only has 2 timeouts left. But we'll see what happens if Waynesburg can continue to trim away at this deficit. It's Coleman. A fadeaway, might have been tipped.
I think Sinwell got a piece of that as he went up with that shot attempt. Either way, St. Vincent coming the other way.
It's Sinwell with it now. Sinwell now to Jones. Jones can fire from 3, but he's looking to pass. He gets it right back. Steps out. 16 seconds to shoot. Jones drives, is swatted by Probst, who grabs it and sends it out to Flegel. Flegel spins out, kicks it to Durham along 3. B.J. Durham off the front of the rim, but Probst grabs the rebound at the top of the arc. Probst, nice quick move to the basket and gets 2 more.
I don't know that you see either of those things from Jason Probst too often. Getting a rebound outside the 3-point arc and then driving from outside the 3-point arc with little to no resistance.
Probst, the team's leading scorer, is now the 5th Jacket to currently have 7 points tonight. The foul stops the clock with 7:46 left. Jacob Flegel called for his 2nd foul. That's Waynesburg's 5th team foul. Labashak comes in. Probst checks out.
Score update from Crestview Hills. Bethany Thomas More now in overtime. Thomas More had a 2-point lead, 70-68, and then ended up fouling Bethany's Lawrence Weldon with 4 seconds to go. Weldon make both free throws, and now we're in overtime.
2 more from St. Vincent's Turner. That's 19 for him now. It's an important game in the PAC standings, Justin, as we mentioned earlier. Bethany 6-1 in the conference is in 2nd place. Thomas More 5-2 in the conference in 3rd place as Ellis lays one in for Waynesburg.
St. Vincent already with a win over each team. A Thomas More win, I think, is what Bearcats would be rooting for in that situation.
Coleman tries to steal it away, but doesn't. It's recovered by Stith, back out to Turner. Turner tries to drive, instead kicks it to Stith, who hits again from 3. 18 points for him, 3 triples in the 2nd half for Dylan Stith, the 6'5" senior forward from Bedford, Virginia.
Stith made 2 against Thomas More on Saturday, and we interviewed him after the game. He's kind of just shrugged it off. He didn't really take a whole lot of stock into being a 3-point shooter, but you know, he might have another calling here. He was 2 of 2 the other day, 3 of 3 tonight. Perfect his last 2 games from beyond the arc.
traditionally, or coming into tonight's game, I should say, he's only listed as a 28% three-point shooter, so it certainly is not his forte, but he is hot tonight with 18 points, just one behind Turner, who leads St. Vincent and Waynesburg in scoring.
Yeah, minimum chances too on the year, just 18 attempts coming into the game, so 5 of 18 coming into the game. That makes him 8 of 21, so that percentage will go up, obviously, being perfect from the field a little bit, but I don't know, another weapon for St. Vincent in their arsenal maybe. Dylan Stife from the outside. Versatile athlete, and every once in a while can step out and knock down a jumper.
It was a 6-point game at halftime. St. Vincent led 39-33. The Bearcats have led this game in its entirety, at least after scoring that first three-pointer made by Ben Klimchak early on in the first minute. The Jackets had it down to 6 at the half. Never came closer than 4, but when St. Vincent opened up with a quick 8-0 run to begin the second half, it really, at least so far, has closed the book on Waynesburg tonight as the Bearcats went up 12 early in the second half and have since extended it past 20. Right now it stands at 18 with 7 minutes to go. 68-50 in favor of St. Vincent. Coleman works up the floor against Howard. He calls out a play for his offense. Coleman works it. Flegel gets it now. Flegel tries to look inside, outside to Labashak. Couple dribbles, right-handed layup is good. Nate Labashak has traditionally played well against St. Vincent. He has 6 points tonight.
He's a tough, hard-nosed player. A lot of times when there isn't space, he just makes his own space, and sort of did that right there in the paint.
16-point game now. Jones has it on the wing. Pass swatted away by Ellis, and Durham gets it. Durham gives it to Coleman, who changes directions nicely, finds Ellis underneath, who's fouled, and will go to the free throw line for 2. That's the 4th team foul on St. Vincent. It's J.C. Howard's first personal of the night. And to the line for 2 now is Thomas Ellis, the 6'2 junior from Fresno, Ohio, who has served as Waynesburg's 6th man throughout the majority of his career.
Overtime, 3 minutes to go.
Ellis's first free throw is good. Some substitutions for both teams. Probst is into the game now for Waynesburg. And back in for St. Vincent is Klimchak. Thomas Ellis is in the top 10 in the PAC in free throw shooting percentage. He's 77%. And he makes that one. He's got 8 points now, which leads all Waynesburg scorers. 68-54 is the score with about 6 minutes left. Waynesburg does have plenty of time to make this a contest again, but St. Vincent can very easily expand this lead back to 20 or so with a couple of possessions. Turner with it. Now Howard drives and has it stripped away, but there's a foul call. It'll either be on Probst or Durham, both of whom were in the vicinity there. And it is on B.J. Durham. That's his first personal. 16 fouls now for Waynesburg. And it's Howard to the line. This is his first trip. He shoots 69% this season. First free throw up and good. 6 points now for him. Clace checking in. Ellis out.
The Yellow Jackets, number 15, Kenny Clace.
At North Allegheny High School, J.C. Howard was an all-section selection. He started 19 games as a freshman, and now in his sophomore campaign has become a staple of that starting lineup for St. Vincent. He makes the second. 70-54 is the score.
A couple of high school teammates going back and forth against each other here. J.C. Howard, Byron Luco, both North Allegheny graduates, played on the same basketball team.
Nothing on that last possession for Waynesburg. A great behind-the-back dribble by Turner to create space, but he misses it off the front of the iron. And here's Luco quickly up the floor. Splits 3, St. Vincent Bearcats. He's fouled. The shot does not go in. It was tipped in afterward by Probst. But Luco will still go to the line for a couple. Howard quickly commits his second foul. Luco, his North Allegheny High School teammate, going to the line for 2. He had all 7 of his points so far in the first half. He has 8 now. He's a 67% free throw shooter this season. He's had 4 double-figure performances for the Yellow Jackets this season, including his season-high 15 in the opener against Penn State Altoona. Luko's second rolls around and finds the bottom of the hoop. He has 9 now, which leads all Waynesburg scorers. 70-56 with just over 5 minutes to go. Waynesburg extending its pressure into the backcourt.
Now Waynesburg keeps trying to chip away offensively, but St. Vincent, looks like more times than not down the court, has an answer of some sort and able to keep this lead double figures. Now we'll shoot some free throws. 1-on-1 opportunity upcoming for Turner. Being fouled by Probst, sorry.
That's right, you read my mind. Foul by Jason Probst puts the Jackets in the penalty, so Turner will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Doesn't matter who drives the car as long as we both get there.
That's right, that's right. In and out goes the free throw from Turner, so it's still a 14-point game with Waynesburg in possession. Clace quickly up to Labashak, 18-footer from the corner, in and out just like Turner's free throw, and Steiff is there to grab the rebound. Inside to Kett. Kett had position there but mishandled it, but it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Kenny Clace of the Yellow Jackets, and a couple of subs for Waynesburg. Coleman in for Durham, Flegel in for Labashak.
46 seconds to go in overtime. Thomas Moore, 78, Bethany 70. Bison have not scored in overtime. Saints on an 8-0 run since that extra frame started.
So it looks like third place Thomas Moore will improve to 6-2 in the PAC if all stays as it should in the final minute of that game. Got a foul by Jacob Flegel, that's his third. And it puts Turner to the line. Turner's first off the rim, no good. He's missed his last 3 free throw attempts. He was a state champion in Florida at Winter Park High School. Second team All-State, also a member of the PAC honor roll. Gets that free throw, 20 points now for him. Luko runs into a bit of trouble. Gets it up to Coleman, now up to Probst. Driving with the left hand quickly to the basket. He's fouled, stopping the clock with 4:23 left, and Waynesburg down by 15.
DP Harris telling Dylan Steiff just to stand there, take the charge, although they did not get Steiff with the fouls on Sean Kett, but both of them in position there to potentially be called for the foul. With the time remaining, the situation, you just want that play to just continue without the whistle if you're St. Vincent.
Probst now 2 for 5. Make it 2 for 6 from the free throw line as St. Vincent leads 71-57. Kett had 12 points in the first half, a strong showing. Went into the locker room as the leading scorer, has yet to score in this second half. But even without his contribution, St. Vincent is able to have this 14-point lead thanks in part to Isaac Turner and Dylan Steiff, the 2 leading scorers in the PAC, who are both approaching their averages. And that kind of shooting from Ben Klimchak, his third 3, doesn't hurt either. 74-57 now.
Klimchak starting to pick up the points, 13 now. Go along with Kett, Steiff, and Turner in double figures for the Bearcats.
Waynesburg still has yet to have a player in double figures, though 9 have scored.
A couple players with 9 too, Luko and Probst.
Steiff inside, gets fouled by Coleman. He'll go to the line. That's Waynesburg's 9th team foul, so this will be a shooting foul. He'll go to the line for 2, and from here on out, all Waynesburg fouls will result in 2 shots for St. Vincent. In fact, it looks like we've got an intentional foul called on E.J. Coleman as the official explains to the scorer's table that he did not go for the ball. So Steiff gets 2, St. Vincent maintains possession, and none of the players are allowed to be near the free throw line for these shots.
Well, he did grab Steiff's arm as Steiff went to the hoop. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Maybe swiping at the ball ended up getting an arm, like most fouls occur. But anyway, that doesn't really matter. Steiff to the line for the intentional foul free throws and knocks down the first.
Steiff missed his first 2 free throw attempts of the night, but since then is now 6 for 6 and goes 7 for 7, giving him 20 points, tying him for the lead tonight with Turner. Luco checks out of the game. Caroli in also for Waynesburg. Coleman, Clace, Flegel, and Probst. In for St. Vincent. Stith, who hit those free throws. Turner, Kett, Klimchak, and Howard, the starting 5 for the Bearcats. Klimchak turns around, gets it, hits the 3, and he's fouled near the St. Vincent bench, and he'll get a chance for a 4-point play.
You can see that play setting up Stith and Kett there for the double screen on the low block. Klimchak from the far low block coming around to the corner, catch and release, knocks it down, picks up the foul.
And it's now a 22-point lead for the Bearcats with just over 3.5 left. And Klimchak, what a great shot by him and a great shooting performance on display by him tonight. 4 3-pointers. He's also perfect from the free throw line, 3 for 3. St. Vincent has so much scoring ability, especially on a night when a player shoots so far above his average, which is what Klimchak's doing right now. He averages 7 points per game, has 17 tonight.
Hey, no nonsense.
80-57 is the score with about 3 minutes to go. Clace, a 3, no good. Rebounded at its tallest point by Stith. 5 St. Vincent substitutes getting ready to check in at the next stoppage. And in fact, we'll get a stoppage here as head coach D.P. Howard calls for a timeout just to make substitutions.
Yeah, D.P. Harris calling that timeout, getting subs into the game. And we got a final from Crestview Hills. Thomas More 82, Bethany 74. Saints win that ball game in overtime.
In is for St. Vincent, Pat Jones, Jeff Fuquay, Kyle Rivera, Dan Sinwell, who's seen some action tonight, and Chico Bermudez.
Yeah, D.P. Harris came over, checked out the computer that was following that game on, gave a little fist pump when he saw that final score. I guess that's to his liking.
Also in for the Jackets, Scott Bloomer getting his first appearance of the night, 6'3" sophomore guard. 3-point shot attempted by Fuquay, no good. Score still 80-57 with about 2.5 left. St. Vincent about to lock up its 8th win in the PAC so far this regular season. Looking to make Waynesburg the 20th consecutive victim in PAC play, falling to the Bearcats. Caroli drives, tries to kiss one off the glass with the left hand, but can't. It's Bermudez who grabs the rebound and finds Rivera. Up the floor to Sinwell, long 3, no good. Bermudez tries to launch himself out of bounds, but can't save it. And now some more subs in for the Yellow Jackets. Ty Negley and Ryan Neer. Neer, a freshman from Millersburg, Ohio. And Negley, a Waynesburg, PA native, graduate of Waynesburg Central High School. 2 minutes to go. Negley has it. Looks for Bloomer. Kicks it out to Caroli. 3-point shot is good. Caroli's second 3. Finally a Yellow Jacket. Breaks into double figures. And that's Caroli, one of our triple 3-point shooters of the game. So St. Vincent, looking ahead at its schedule, travels to W&J Wednesday for a 6 o'clock tip. Then on the 1st, we'll play Westminster here at the Carey Center, and then on the 5th takes on Teal at 7:30. St. Vincent has, the men's team has this Saturday off as the women's team will play against Chatham. Negley scores there. It's his first 2. 80-62 is the score, and more subs coming in for St. Vincent. It's Fabio Fortunato, Darren Huckins into the game, and also Louis DeCuna in. Rivera kicks it outside. A 3-point shot is good by Fabio Fortunato. The crowd seemed to like that one a bit as Fortunato nails a 3. He's now 1 for 7 from beyond the arc this season. It looks like we got a traveling violation against Ryan Neer of Waynesburg. 83-62 is the score with about a minute left in the game. Looking ahead at Waynesburg's schedule, the Jackets travel to Bethany for a 4 o'clock tip Saturday, then host Grove City and Thomas More on the 29th and February 1st.
Yeah, difficult stretch of the schedule for the Yellow Jackets, that's for sure, coming in here. And then 3 more teams at or near the top of the conference in their way the next couple of games.
Fortunato got another one to go. He has 5 points. Bloomer from 3. He's golden. Bloomer now 3 for 3 from beyond the arc this season. A perfect shooting touch from out there. He had a couple against Thomas More when Waynesburg really blown out of the Connor Convocation Center in Crestview Hills, Kentucky back in December. Might be St. Vincent's final possession. Big block there by Tim Plincinis. And a shot again by Fortunato. 7 points for him. Great night coming off the bench in the final 2 minutes for Fortunato.
Great minute of action for him.
That's right. 87-65 is the score. Look at Rivera. He kicks it over to Hawkins. Hawkins doesn't get it to fall, but he's fouled. Looks like he may have been popped in the eye or gotten hit in the face. He's holding his right eyeball there. Maybe a bit shaken up with 10 seconds to go.
Rivera was running the fast break there, and I think Fortunato wanted that ball, and it almost looked like Hawkins just stole it from him. The pass was intended for Hawkins, but Fortunato reached out. He wants the basketball right now, even in the final minute of the game. Trying to score on every possession maybe here on out.
That's Hawkins' first miss from the free throw line this season. Hawkins now 6 for 7 from the stripe. Has a chance to put the finishing touches on this St. Vincent victory over the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. Misses it, but it won't change much as Negley crosses midcourt looking for one last Waynesburg basket. He gets it and he's fouled. So we'll make it a 20-point game, and Negley has a chance for a 3-point play.
St. Vincent foul, number 1, Tyler Rivera.
So the St. Vincent women winners by a margin of 16 points in the first game of our doubleheader, 98-82. And it looks like St. Vincent will do 1 point better here in the men's game. 87-68 is the final from the Carey Center in Latrobe, PA, on the campus of St. Vincent College. 87-68 is your final. The Bearcats improved to 15-2. Overall and 8-0 in the conference and have not lost at home since December 16th, 2012. Waynesburg, the 6th place team in the conference, dips back below 500, now 8-9 overall and 3-5 in the PAC. We'll take a quick break and then come back with our Foster Law Office's Player of the Game here on the PAC Sports Network.
Disability affects the lives of over 29,000 people in Fayette, Washington, and Greene counties. Tri-County Patriots for Independent Living are people with and without disabilities working to meet those needs in the community. The success of Triple comes from the commitment of a dedicated board of directors, its members, and volunteers. To continue to improve services, Triple is renovating the historical YWCA building located at 42 West Maiden Street in Washington. This will allow for an assistive internet cafe, increased veteran services, and transportation and wellness to provide skills to help with independent living. Your help and feedback are appreciated, and if you seek assistance, we're here to help.
We're here at Sport Clips, the new just for guys haircutting place, to see what the buzz is about. How was it?
Nice cut, nice price, professional stylist. Doesn't get any better than this.
There's sports on TV at every chair.
I got an awesome haircut, steam towel treatment, neck and shoulder massage. I went all the way!
What are you waiting for? Sport Clips is now in your neighborhood. At Sport Clips, guys win.
With 2 locations in Washington County, at the McMurray Shops in Peters Township and at Trinity Point in Washington.
Bankruptcy myths. Busted.
Bankruptcy is just another word for failure. It's for deadbeats.
The typical person filing for bankruptcy is 38, middle class, and educated. Over 90% of bankruptcies are traceable to job loss, illness, or divorce, factors largely out of anyone's control.
Myth. Busted. Bankruptcy myths. Busted. Brought to you by Foster Law Offices. Call today to schedule a free consultation and sleep better tonight.
Welcome back to the PAC Sports Network. Thank you for spending your Wednesday night with us.
It's open now.
We had a couple of games here tonight. St. Vincent victorious in both in this men's-women's doubleheader. Most recently, the men winning 87-68. Time now to name our Foster Law Office's Player of the Game. And tonight it's none other than a player whose family has a great history in the Greensburg and Latrobe area, and that's Ben Klimchuk.
Yeah, well, a couple of honorable mentions going out to Isaac Turner and Dylan Stith, each 20 points tonight. Dylan Stith, monster game on the boards, 14 rebounds to go along with the 20 points, 3 of 3 from beyond the arc, so great night for him. But Ben Klimchuk shooting the basketball in the second half, really extending this lead for St. Vincent down the stretch in the game, really let the Bearcats pull away from the Yellow Jackets. Klimchuk's final line, 17 points, a couple of rebounds, 4 of 7 from beyond the arc, 5 of 8 from the field, 3 of 3 from the lines. Ben Klimchuk, our Foster's Law Office's player of the game. Great all-around effort, again, by St. Vincent. Kind of the same repeat story that we had in the women's game is in the men's game. Almost the exact feel of the game. And you really like the way St. Vincent shot the basketball. 10 of 22 from beyond the arc, 28 of 61 for the game. That's 46%. And they did an outstanding job of limiting Waynesburg's chances, Waynesburg's looks at the basket. Really didn't give them a whole lot inside in terms of easy lay-ins, and then the Waynesburg outside game just really wasn't falling for a majority of that for opening minutes of the second half, and that's really where St. Vincent started to pull away.
So St. Vincent still undefeated in PAC play, winners of its last 20 consecutive President's Athletic Conference matchups. The Jackets still fighting in the middle of the conference, dropping down to 8-9 overall and 3-5 in the conference. So congratulations again to the St. Vincent Bearcats men's team, and congratulations to our Foster Law Office's player of the game, Ben Klimchuk. One last time here on the PAC Sports Network. Our final score, St. Vincent 87, Waynesburg 68. For my associate Justin Piles, producer Kat Guyan, and camera person Shannon Basic, I'm Nick Farrell saying so long from St. Vincent College here on the PAC Sports Network.